500 of this video. Thank you so much for taking the time to watch this. My name is Peyton Learned and I'm applying for the account manager role at Imagine Media Consulting. Again, I would be thankful for any role that you guys deem fit for me. I would be open to account coordination or project management as well. So, getting started, I again want to thank you for the opportunity. I first heard about Imagine Media Consulting through Jessica Myler. In my job search journey, I applied with her with a little elevator pitch on LinkedIn, and I messaged her and I gave her my credentials and my ideas, and she sent me straight to you all. She said it would be right up my alley. And then looking at your website and how you portray yourself on media, I was immediately captivated. I love the fact that you're a social media company, but you also take the same values that you give to your clients and you put it into your own work, which is really evident. That being said, I took a look at your client work as well and went through their pages and love the way that it's set up. For each brand, each voice has a different look and feel, but it's also put together in such a beautiful way, cohesively on your website to showcase your range and your talents as a company. I then was most intrigued by the food and beverage clients that you all have. I love Tin Lizzy, so that was one that caught my eye. I actually followed them and I wasn't aware that it was Imagine Media Consulting that was doing their work, but it's awesome to see that. I'm working with Hungry Boca Gals Media. You can look them up on Instagram, Hungry Boca Gals. But I'm working with them a little bit on the side, just helping them out with some photo shoots here and there. But it's really grown my love for food photography and food social media. I think it's such an interesting thing that's really grown with the times and grown with media. So if you look on my Instagram Explore page, it's all food. It's a little embarrassing, but I just love it. And I also started my own little page, Pays Pics, of recipes that I've made. You can look me up, but don't be expecting to be impressed because I just did it for fun. There's like 5 pictures up, but it's really interesting to see how much advertising comes into social media when it comes to food industry. I also love that you have the range of clients that you do where you can take bits and pieces from each industry and learn about what advertising on media makes the best for each and putting them together, sharing ideas through your clients. It's awesome. I, again, am most interested in food and beverage industry, but I would love to be a part of anything that I could get my hands on. Your range of clients is like a dream roster, so it's really awesome. Congratulations. And I would love to be a part of the team and help out with any of them. I think, moving on to the next question, the biggest misconception about me currently is that you are propped up on a sink in my bathroom, and I am doing this interview. I admitted in the beginning that this is not the first take, but more generally, I think that with that example, you have to take misconceptions into opportunity. I have this opportunity to make this video, and I had to take use of the opportunity that I can make the misconception of my background and have a different scenery. Hopefully you can't tell I'm in the bathroom again, but I am, and I had to take that misconception and make it an opportunity. Just like my bigger general misconception about myself is that I maybe can come off as a pushover. I think that that's because I'm such a great communicator and listener, and I hate to let people down. So that shows in my work, and I work hard to make sure that people are proud of me. But it also comes across in my communication where maybe sometimes if I've made a mistake in life, instead of defending myself through that mistake, I'll take time to decompress, whether it be client-facing work or whatever it may be, and say, okay, this maybe isn't a mistake that I thought I made, but I'm gonna look at it through your point of view, fix it, and make sure that it's better. In the past, that's made me look like I'll do anything for people, but I do anything for people, but it's because I'm listening to them and I'm hearing what they have to say. The biggest thing for me in my career 1 year from now is that I hope to be in a position, hopefully with Imagine Media Consulting, where I'm in a long-term relationship. I am looking to grow with the company. I'm looking forward to the company's growth, and I'm passionate about both. I want to grow as an individual and have that growth show in the company. I want to reach for the stars, reach for those promotions, those salary raises because of the work I'm putting out. I want to be proud of myself. I want my coworkers to be proud of me, and I want clients to be proud that we're their agency and we're their consultants in their social media work. So I hope to be in a position where there's growth and there's opportunity, but there's also a sense of familiarity. I want to be in a position where I've been at Imagine Media Consulting for a year and I know what I'm doing and I'm proud of it. I have a background of skill sets that allows me to come in and have a great sense of work already. I'm not saying that that's not a thing, but I want to be a year from now just killing it, rocking and rolling, growing, climbing the ladder, everything. I want to be growing with my clients and just really passionate. I want to wake up every day and maybe not have to have 10 cups of coffee to stay awake because I'm excited about the work. And your client roster and your ideas as an agent, as a media consulting firm on its own, make me feel like this is a place where I would be excited to come to work every day. I know I would, because there's so much excitement. How could you not? And there's so much work to be done too. So there's no time to not be awake. So when it comes to work, the thing that I've always gotten my best appraisals on and the biggest pats on the back is client communication. I, in college, always knew that that was my biggest draw into just talking to people. And I never really knew what to do with that. I thought maybe a therapist for a while, but I thought maybe, a client worker for a while, a teacher. And I realized that I love advertising and the idea of it because it's always changing, always growing. There's always going to be a need for it because there's always things to advertise. And I was like, how can I bring my communication skills into that? Turns out it's the whole industry. Account management is where I need to be able to use my passions and my skill set together to make one hell of a boss, one hell of a team member. And it's really exciting that I found that what I'm best at can really push me in my career. Just talking to people, making sure they feel heard. I've been in situations before at an event or a photo shoot where things get a little hectic and the client gets stressed. And it's important to make sure that the client feels like their hand is being held through all of it. And even though we might be squirming on the inside, all they see is the work that we're putting out, and it's more than expected, it's beyond expectation, and their big ideas are coming to life. So just making sure clients feel communicated to. That also goes on the back end with the backbone of account projects and deliverables with timelines. I'm really good at timelines, and I think that goes into delegation as well, making sure my team members feel heard and taken care of with how much time they need for a deliverable to be the best foot forward, but also making sure the client feels that they have enough time to review and give feedback and that they feel heard. So also changing expectations as ideas grow and get bigger. If we need more time, communicating that to the client in the best way that gets them excited as well, but also letting them change the timeline a little bit if they're late on a deliverable, just making sure that that relationship stays and making sure that they feel like our time is valuable as well, but making sure that they don't feel pressured and they feel like they can take more time if they need, if it's within our budget of time. I think that when it comes to work, something that I maybe haven't really enjoyed in the past, but I'm learning to love, is that communication of change, of maybe disappointment when it comes to our internal team, maybe looking forward to feedback, having to communicate to them, hey, they're running a little bit late, let's give them that time, let's work on something else. Or also maybe client communication where we need a little bit more time. Ideas grow as they develop, and maybe we thought of something and we communicate to them. I hate letting people down again, but it's something that I'm learning, and I have to let them down easy, but in a way that keeps people excited, clients excited, team members excited about the work. Something else that I haven't enjoyed, just in general, and this may sound very cliche, but making mistakes. I hate making mistakes. That pushes me to be passionate about putting out the work, and client-facing work so important, and just to quadruple check it. Being an account coordinator, manager, just on the client team, account-facing, client communication, it really has been evident to me that I have to take care of my team, my internal team, and quadruple check their work, because I'm the face of the project when I'm communicating to the client every day, and I have to make sure that they're taken care of, I'm taken care of by checking work, whether it's my work or someone else's, just making sure that all the edits are taken care of because I hate making mistakes and letting people down. So that makes me a great team member and face of the company. Based on what I've learned so far, I've learned that social media is so important. It's a face of you, your client, and it's a portrayal of your brand. So it's so important to listen to those analytics and make sure that you're factoring them in. Who's staying, who's leaving, who is your target audience, and are we reaching them? I've learned that it's so important to, again, quadruple check my work and be the best client communicator. I've learned also time management internally and for myself is so important because I have to value my time in the best way to then value my team members' time and my clients' time. All those things being said and more, I think I'm the perfect fit for this position because I have a passion for growth within myself and Imagine Media Consulting as a whole. And I'd be a great team member to have because I'm still growing, I'm constantly growing. I'm never gonna be good enough where I don't think there's growth. My earring fell. But I also think that I have learned how to best handle my skill set and my assets to then be the best team member and worker that I can be. I've learned time management, social media skills, and more. I hope that you can tell how passionate I am about this opportunity, and I thank you again. I hope that we can have another conversation face-to-face if it's safe, or over a Zoom call. I know we all love those. But thank you again for this opportunity. I really believe and know that I would be a great fit for this role culturally and professionally. So I hope that we can talk more. Thank you again.